both of us are contesting this issue on mandatory nature of TED, who it applies to, etc. That is part heard before Justice Datta's bench. Now there the question is entirely different. That's the third question which arises. And let's not conflate that with this, about whether those who are in the saddle in 2011 onwards, teachers who have been in service, all of us. Now, whether the teachers who were in the saddle in 2011 require the TET, was it absolutely mandatory? That question is at the moment sub judice. So for the state to endeavor in this case to bring this bogey up, Ms. Makhija is right, to bring this bogey up to create some confusion where you have...
Then we will have to await the outcome of that petition.
What I am suggesting is, let's not get into that for one primary reason. The Lordship will recall that when you dealt with the review petition, you dealt with a series of MAs. Two of those MAs specifically dealt with Bengal. Applicants who were from Bengal came before the Lordship in this very courtroom and argued this matter. The state filed a reply. And let me show you...
But your Lordship didn't go into individual facts.
1 minute. You didn't go. You didn't go.
So if somebody is valid, fine, no difficulty.
The state shouldn't now be taking an additional bogey saying, I agree you were eligible to sit for the NCT 18-month course. You did the 18-month course. You qualified. The court has held you eligible to apply. But prior to you sitting for that 18-month course, your question of whether you could have continued as a teacher with or without a TET is a bogey, man. That I'm sorry. We have been in the saddle for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Today, after your Lordship give this clarification, if your Lordship were to employ the words that Mr. Gupta wants you to employ, which is to say that you should have been qualified prior to
No, I'm not asking.
18 months.
I'm not asking.
Then they will...
I'm only
ask the
saying
order,
that
tell us
subject
that
to verification, that's all.
We are system only subject to verification.
Subject to verification.
And subject to the verification.
Because the facts of each individual has not been gone into.
Subject to verification. Like
Subject to verification as to whether they were legally appointed or not.
That's all.
That's absolutely.
Because this is what we are apprehending that the state will do, your Lordships. Those who were registered for TET in 2017, because it is not my fault that I did not take the exam, they held it after 4 years. It is on their, it's their problem that they held it after 4 years. So I am registered on 2017, exam held in 2021, result declared in 2022, and the persons who are already employed and given employment to are also 2017 TET candidates.
Correct, that's
So
correct.
that's
that 9,000 that they've accommodated
Yes.
includes the 2022 TET.
Yes.
Then they shouldn't have accommodated them. They shouldn't have appointed them.
So this should not now come up as a second point of contention and a second round of litigation, your Lordships.
They'll have to throw them
Clarify
out
that.
after this court's order directing them to appoint these 9,900. They will have to remove those people who have 2022 TET.
No, I don't have to remove because 2022 TET, they have taken now.
They can't.
Some
They
reason
can't have
I-
TET.
Future recruitments, they can use the TET. But is it not my Lalit friend's contention that they applied for and got a job without the TET?
Of course. I was in service without TET for years. Where there was no TET.
So therefore,
That was not a private stand.
I don't want to get into this because each person will have a different set of facts.
He only brought it up. You only showed
In
it
fact,
up.
we are finding that in the present IAs, they changed their stand from time
I
to time.
would suggest
First they said government
an
school.
order similar to the
Then
Uttarakhand
the
order,
private.
my lords, where let them verify and just confirm. That's all.
That is what he is also saying.
Facts and
We will not go into the date issue.
In fact, my lord, if I may just add one more thing, my lord, my Lalit friend has shown your lordship one order of the Calcutta High Court, recent order, which relies on your lordship's my lord review order. There, my lord, that particular individual was before the court and her my lord qualifications had actually been checked and a report had been given by the director that this is all.
So therefore we will say that the subject to eligibility and no. Then we will await the decision of the
Huge problem.
we will await the decision of the other way. No, here the advertisement is, what is the rate of advertisement?
29 September 22.
22. and the TET results were declared on 10th January 22.
No, no, that is not relevant for the.
Anyway, we are not going into date now. We are only going into as to whether you were appointed on a cut-off date, as to whether your and the verification regarding your eligibility and the regular employment is, because we don't want to open a floodgate and get some fake certificate and all that.
Obviously, we'll not defend
In this state itself, Millard, we have had a situation where once an order was passed by this honorable court in 2011, Millard, hundreds and hundreds of people started coming, filing affidavits saying that I was also qualified on 20. Here also, Millard, multiple implement applications.
How many petitions are there? No, total petitions.
There are
SLPs.
SSLP, there is one.
One SLP in which there are many intervention applications.
Yes.
There are many 100 intervention applications are there.
We'll dispose of all interventions.
Yes.
Close for orders.
Great.
वो draft बना के दे देना व्यक्ति.
You won't see us again.
That we don't know.
I hope, Millard, your lordship will see us, but not in
this matter.
Gupta's flags.
You see, Gupta, you are happy to go home. You are already appointed. So we are not going to disturb them. Good for you. It will take care of his today's.
This is only 43.1, 43 will have to come on another date. That's for Bihar and UP. There's some other date because the government is yet to respond to 43.
43 का बात नहीं करेंगे.
Any other date. Date was simply good.
My lordship.